Welcome to Year Round in Peninsula. I'm Petty Officer Grant Womack. It seatbelts everyone for a different kind of bus ride. Specialist Stephen Solomon straps in and reports just how 8th Medical Group buckles down in emergency situations.
When there's an emergency on base, no matter how life-threatening, who do you call? No, not the role player guy. These are the heroes that ensure your medical safety. And during this exercise, they train on what is known as
ambulance loading for litters. So pretty much what it is in case of a mass casualty, everyone on the compound, every medic needs to know how to load a litter onto an ambulance for transportation purposes, how to safely do it, and the proper techniques.
Techniques that need to be executed just right, or it will end up more hazardous for the casualty. So how did their training go?
Yeah, it went pretty smooth. We got us in, got us loaded up pretty well, got us loaded out pretty well. Nobody got dropped, so can't complain about that.
I think it went fantastic. Everybody got their own turn on how to actually load the patient onto the ambulance and then actually putting the patient, hooking them up to the actual ambulance. And then the training is very important. Like in case of a mass casualty, everybody on the compound, every medic is going to need to know how to do this so we can go in there, do our job, and save lives.
From the perspective of a casualty role player, how important is that part considered for the training?
Probably makes it a little bit more realistic for them. Having heavier bodies that carry around whoever they got to get out here for the role players. Yeah, it always helps to have strangers around, so get a little bit more faith in your med group guys than you already had.
Faith and trust that they are trained to make sure everything is going to be all right. I'm Specialist Stephen Solomon, Kunsan Air Base, Korea.
The 8th Medical Group strives to maintain the training obtained and better their skills so that they can continue to execute their mission in keeping everyone alive and well. Agreements can change the world we live in. Army Sergeant Matt Krohmer takes us to a ceremony that changed lives.
As the Swiss military small band starts to play, guests arrive at Freedom House on the demilitarized zone to celebrate the 63rd Korean Armistice Agreement, which was signed on July 27, 1953 at 10 a.m. General Vincent K. Brooks gives a speech to the multiple countries in attendance about what this occasion means for our alliances and strength as a whole.
Today is truly a special day here in Panmunjom as we commemorate the 63rd anniversary of the signing of the Armistice Agreement. This agreement, which took 2 years and 17 days of challenging negotiations to reach, ended over 3 years of bloodshed and aimed to provide a framework for reconciliation.
Army Sergeant Matt Krohmer, Demilitarized Zone, Korea.
The Korean Armistice Agreement is the longest in world's history. USAG Humphreys Garrison commander demonstrates how being neighborly is more than just being a good steward. Tech Sergeant Juaacklyn Denny tells us more.
U.S. Army Garrison Humphreys has undergone a steady transformation for the past 9 years, adding a railhead, a new chapel, and a housing upgrade. Installation Commander Colonel Joseph Holland takes time to showcase the improvements.
We want to demonstrate to the media and to the local community around here how much progress has been made. You know, they're able to see the installation from the outside. They've seen the scaffolding go up on the buildings and come down on the buildings. And now, today, we'll actually give them a glimpse of the progress that's been made.
I've got a lot of questions, but I didn't have any answer about it. Now, today, I have a great opportunity to ask directly to the Colonel Holland. He gave me some good answers. So I'm so happy about it to broadcast to the people in Pyeongtaek City.
Opening doors to make a strong community even stronger. Technical Sergeant Juaacklyn Denny, U.S. Army Garrison Humphreys, Korea.
The U.S. Army Garrison Humphreys transformation is projected to finish within the next 3 to 5 years. Once it's done, it will be the largest U.S. overseas military installation in the world. The urban cities of South Korea can span on and on, with tall skyscrapers populating nearly every one of their skylines. Sergeant Mark Brejcha takes us to the edge of Daegu where the skyscrapers end and adventure begins.
I'm Sergeant Mark Brejcha and I'm at Hillcrest Eco Theme Park. We're about to get hooked up with all it has to offer, so come on, let's go.
The large-scale herb garden and mini theme park has something to offer everyone in the family.
From flowers and a lush landscape, it's as easy on the eyes as it is fun. The park even offers a small zoo, but there's one thing that many people come to Hillcrest to do, and that's zip line. The park offers 4 different zipline courses meant for small children through adults. From the kids course meant for kids ages 4 and up to the most difficult course, the King Kong course. And that's the one we're on. The King Kong course is composed of 5 zip lines and 24 obstacles, spanning 612 meters. While you're negotiating each obstacle, you'll be doing it while nearly 40 feet above the ground. Get to the end and you'll be welcomed by a straight jump down to the ground. That's how you do it. Reporting from Daegu, Korea, I'm Army Sergeant Mark Brejcha.
The Eco Theme Park offers activities throughout the year, like sledding during the winter or water activities during the summer. Coloring isn't just for kids anymore. It's stress relieving and a fun way to spend an hour or two. The coloring workshop at the Jeong-Han Library is the place to be, to have stress-free time with a soothing atmosphere.
Paper and coloring pencils are all some kids need to spend an hour or two, but today a group of adults pick up the colored pencils and color beautifully detailed illustrations at the Jeong-Han Library.
A lot of people think coloring is only for kids, and so now we know that it isn't, and that's what we're trying to get away from, that coloring can be for adults too.
Many people have different ways to help them deal with their stress issues. Coloring is an easy way that can help manage that stress.
It's very popular. There's been studies that show that it actually helps reduce stress and help facilitate relaxation. It's also known to block negative thoughts.
Army Sergeant Ricky Perez, Jeong-Han, Korea.
The Free Adult Coloring Workshop's motto is keep calm and color on. Soldiers in Korea conduct air assault training without crossing the Pacific Ocean. Army Sergeant Anthony Alcantar takes us there.
Jumping out of a Black Hawk 90 feet above the ground is never an easy task.
The most difficult part was overcoming that fear of jumping off from rappelling base.
However, soldiers face their fear and successfully finish the rappel phase, thanks to the Air Assault Mobile Training Team.
We do courses at Fort Benning, but we also travel. We travel different parts of the world and all over the United States, and we teach the Air Assault course.
Staff Sergeant Presutti tells us why this training is a must.
All of our training in the Air Assault course is important because interaction with helicopters is such an important part of our force now. Everyone has to be ready to operate in and around aircraft.
Even though the mobile training team is always on the go, these trainers give nothing less than 100% and expect the same from their students. Army Sergeant Anthony Alcantar, Camp Mobile, Korea.
The training was conducted safely thanks to the cooperation with the host unit and air assets. That was your Around the Peninsula for this week. From all of us at AFN, enjoy your evening.
Fever, rash, joint pain, and red eyes are all symptoms caused by the Zika virus disease.
The Zika virus is contracted by those who are exposed to the mosquitoes that contain the Zika virus. These mosquitoes are found mostly in the tropical regions. Brazil is the area that we see it mostly, but we also see it in Central America and northern part of South America. There's also areas in the Pacific that have the Zika virus. So if you're stung by a mosquito that contains the Zika virus, then there's a good chance you may contract the disease.
The disease may not have serious consequences for adults, but it may be fatal for unborn babies. If a pregnant woman is bit by a mosquito carrying the Zika virus, it can be passed on to the fetus and possibly lead to birth defects such as microcephaly, which is where the baby is born with a small head and brain defects. The best way to prevent the infection is by not getting bit by mosquitoes. When outdoors, use insect repellents, wear long sleeves, and soldiers who are in the field should wear specially treated uniforms. Army Sergeant Ryan Sharp, Seoul, Korea.